Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another episode of Look for Africa. With our very own Aris, we will be exploring the topic of how it is to invest in Africa. When it comes to investing in Africa, how beneficial is it? And is this the right time to actually invest in Africa? And when you're investing in Africa, which segment, which industry should you invest in? Are all of the industry profitable? Which industry is more profitable? How is it profitable? These are some of the highlights of what we will be discussing now. So without no further ado, I think let's get right in. Hello, Mr. Harris. How was your day been? And jumping right in this, what do you think about Africa being the right platform for investing right now, for entrepreneurs to invest in? And if they want to invest, which areas should they invest in, and how can they make the most of this opportunity?
Wow, so many questions you're asking me, and now I have to go back and analyze every question separately.
Yes.
But thank you for having me, and for the audience, my name is Haris, and we are in a new episode, like what Abiola said now. We are going to discuss the opportunities in Africa in terms of investment. So it is more like discussion, me and you,
Exactly.
or maybe chit chat. It's like easy vibe, easy
To explore the topics.
Yeah, to explore the topic and all. So Africa is a great place that everyone is looking for. Africa is very rich continent when it comes to natural resources, and Africa is also, by the way, some of the countries in Africa, they are having a very good infrastructure for investors to invest. So Africa is full of rivers, full of minerals, gold, oil, agricultural lands, natural places. So name it. Every type of investment is there, and especially also nowadays African Union is trying to create free zone areas for investors to come and invest. Obviously there will be a lot of visibility done for them, and there is a lot of advantages for foreign investors to come and invest in the continent. So it's a very good place to invest on, and also you can profit very well from the investing in Africa. Africa is a big land with so many countries and a very big market with a population, I think, above 1 billion.
If you combine in Nigeria alone, it's over 200 million.
Yeah, so it is full of people, and also the combined economy in Africa is, I think, $3.5 billion economy. So it's a huge place to be in. So that's what I have to say.
Yeah. No, thank you so much. Rightly pointed out. And I think this is the right time, and not just for Africa. Normally, I would always say this is the best time for any business or any entrepreneur to go and invest in a developing country.
Yeah.
Why? Because the West is pretty much saturated. Like you see, they have the infrastructure. At least they have the infrastructure. They have so many things like that are really advanced over there that are not in Africa yet.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning there is a problem to be addressed. There is an opportunity there. So if I'm looking at myself as an entrepreneur, like where I would want to invest is a developing country. And how many developing countries do we have in Africa? Almost majority of African countries are developing countries. And to my greatest surprise, they're actually developing pretty fast. Nigeria.
I totally agree with you. Sorry to interrupt you, but you open a very, very nice topic to encourage investors to invest in Africa. By the way, Abiola, you know, alone in the current year, so many people are interested to invest in Africa, If you see the Europeans, if you see the Russians, if you see the Americans, if you see the even Asians, everyone is coming there. But when you ask yourself, why everyone is coming here and we do not see a very good progress? But sometimes when I think about it, I feel like maybe in coming years we will see the results of what is going on right now. Because even the awareness locally, people are shifting towards businesses and innovations, and they want to advance themselves from the normal and traditional way of doing business. So I totally agree with you. It's a place where every businesses are there. If you look in tech, there is a huge gap in Africa. If you look in the industry, like factories, like manufacturing, a lot of gap. And if you look into innovation on those, like logistics and transportations, there is a huge gap in every field you touch in Africa. You can do investment.
Exactly. Absolutely. You're absolutely spot on, because any field you take in Africa, you can improve it drastically.
And maybe, maybe we can ask the audience to give us some ideas.
Exactly. What do you think can be improved drastically, or which industry do you think can be improved drastically? Please do let us know in the comment section. But I would say in every industry, from tech to farming, there are a lot of things you can improve over there. And a good example for you, even in the tech industry, you see this this logistics, like this application Uber and other types of, they came way later to these developing countries. I think after 3-4 years where they've been operating in the West,
and when there are local startups who are doing great, by the way. There are a lot of successful stories in Africa, and they are working into innovations. By the way, agriculture, the traditional way that we do in Africa. In other countries, they brought a lot of ideas which enhance the way of productivity. And a lot of examples on success of those stories can be implemented in Africa. So it's a huge market.
That point which you raised is really, really true. And I'll tell you, there are many places in Africa where the same piece of land, like you can grow a certain amount of crops there. If it were to be done in another country with the same piece of land, they would make 5 times
more productivity.
5 times more. They will be able to come up with 5 times more foods from that same land, just because of the different methodology, different styles. And you mean if someone would just implement that is 5 times more what you currently have. So it's significant. It's amazing.
And by the way, there is some challenges for investors to invest in Africa, but not in all the African countries. There is political instability in majority of the African countries, but there is again also uncertainty in some of the countries. But it should not stop investors.
No, because I always say this: if any place have population and it's a developing country, regardless, I think that would always be a great place for investment. And let's even take Nigeria for instance. Like you go to Nigeria, it's the home for any kind of business. You want to touch real estate, you can do amazing job there. You want to start it. There are already many IT steps to start going there, right? Even Mark Zuckerberg was there.
Bill Gates was there.
Bill Gates was there because they know this is where. And the good thing about this is the ratio of youth. I think it's a global thing now. The ratio of youth is growing. Demographical
growth
all over the world. Like the rate of youth. So, and these youths are not the same youth. Like it's not our
back in the days.
But back in the days, or even our parents' youth times. There's a big difference between them. They are much aware. Even we have entrepreneurs of 15 years old, 14 years old. They know what they want, and they're not settling for less. So, which means they would be going for. They are coming for this industry.
Definitely, Abiola. I totally agree with you. I want to see Africa like the advanced countries, and it's going there. By the way, the old image of Africa is not there anymore. By the way, in the real ground. Africa, if you look at Nairobi, if you look at Lagos, if you look at Cairo, the new capital, if you look at Addis Ababa, if you look at the capital of Morocco. What is it called? Not Casablanca. Rabat.
Rabat.
If you look at Accra, if you look at Angola, Togo, Tanzania, you know, a lot of South Africa. Man, Africa is really changed. I invite the audience to just go and Google about the cities, how they look. They're totally different, by the way. They're totally different in 2023. So much development. I've been to Nairobi, by the way. I've been to Nairobi before, some of the African countries. I was surprised by what I saw. So much development going on, high sky buildings. You will be amazed. Am I really in Africa?
Oh,
so beautiful airports, beautiful infrastructure. So
and
this is something positive, encouraging the investors to know that there is infrastructure going on. There is development every day. Every day there is development.
Like if I see myself, I already see myself. I would definitely be investing in Africa for sure, because that's where in fact, I'm all of my own work is to invest in Africa eventually, because Africa is that place where you can really get the cream.
And I tell you one more thing, by the way, Abiola. Do you know Africans, people? I'm not talking about the governments and like the elite class or that. Majority of Africans, they like branding. They like, no, let's not talk about branding, but they like good things. They like to wear good. They like to.
They have a very good taste.
Yeah, good perfume. They like to have a nice car. They like, and by the way, they have money.
Yes.
Or even if he have a short money, if he sees something like he likes or she likes, definitely they will do the saving and go for it.
You know, I've been out of Nigeria for quite a while now. It's been a decade, going back and forth, but I see the difference in tastes. The taste,
it's a long time, man.
It's a long time.
You need to go back.
Exactly. That's why I'm planning to go actually, and I'm planning to invest. And I'm just keep looking at all of the countries and just weighing my options. My own country, Nigeria, is definitely one option I'm going to go for. Then one or two more countries I'll be touching as well. But like overall, these countries, they have amazing opportunities.
And by the way, Africans also they like to do entertainments. Okay. So what you were saying, I didn't.
Yes, so I'm saying
the taste.
Yeah. Like I've seen the taste of those back in Nigeria is just amazing. Like I've seen them in the media, the way they dress, the way they carry themselves. Amazing. In fact, even the music industry is going global now. Like the music industry is going global now.
Yes.
A lot of things is happening in Africa, and
not only music, by the way. Even the clothing,
the dress.
Have you seen Ghana? What they did with their dressing? It's worldwide, man. People are in love with the what they call that African dress, where we have. I don't know what is the name of that style.
Yeah,
but it's lovely to have.
When I look at the African dress, the style, a lot of things are really amazing about Africa. And look, this might sound like we're trying to be in Africa, we're trying to sweet talk things.
No.
It's nothing like that.
Yeah.
This is the reality, and I
have this feeling that the future is gonna be in Africa.
Well, the future, Africa will play a big role.
They are going there. We see development happening.
Africa would play a big role in the global, what's the future. Africa is going to be playing a big role. And I'm going to say this. Entrepreneurs who are going to make moves now and make moves in Africa, they would be
regretting.
At the top.
Those who
they would be at the top. And those who would not, I think they would have a regret of not touching that. Because they would have, and you know what's funny, like I'm sorry, Aris. Is the talent in Africa, because we've been through hell and back. We've seen very hard time, and this hard times has really made us. And this is not hard time; this is generational hard times, which we're talking about here. This has made us. We have that. We've led that. You see, when
you are right.
Look in America, in USA, Nigerians are the most educated foreigners in all of USA.
Is it a fact?
This is a fact.
Okay.
And I'm talking about this is how many. This is, as you know, USA.
What
has-
about Kenyans? What about
Is it-
the people from Ghana? What about Ethiopians? What about
not just all of from
Africans? You mean?
all over the world? No, obviously, I'm not like this. Is not me just showcasing.
Yeah, you're
Nigeria
showcasing
now.
Nigeria. I'm
But
trying to
I'm
do it now.
like,
I'm trying to, stand with us. And this is everywhere. I will tell you one thing. I will tell you.
Okay.
You guys might be the highest people who are educated, but it's not because that you guys are smart. This is just in defense on the other African countries.
No, I'm not.
It is just because you guys are more in population.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe
That,
because of
that is. We still that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
But I'm actually saying I'm not even comparing just.
I'm trying just to say talent is everywhere in Africa.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But look, what I'm just trying to say. Well, we are Africa as well. So I'm just trying to say, look
For sure, you guys are Africans.
Yes, in USA.
Yeah.
In USA, we have so many countries, not even African countries.
Yes.
Look at Pakistanis, we've got Indians, we've got so many.
Yeah.
So for Nigerians to be the most educated, that speaks volume for what African is overall.
Okay.
African has this talent. They have this
Yeah,
they
I
strive
agree.
for excellence. Wherever they go, they perform so good.
Abiola, to prove you whatever you're saying is right. See, those top rich people in the world, when you see they go to somewhere, you better know that there is a very good business opportunity there.
Yes.
Look at Bill Gates, the
Mark
honor of
Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg, and even so many other businessmen that we don't know about. They are visiting Africa.
Yes.
There is a very great exhibition or let's say conference or a summit happening in Egypt in coming November. It's called
Oh yeah, the one you told me about. You actually
Yeah.
attending that. as
yeah,
well.
I'm going there.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. So in what African Union is trying to do, they are trying to create a free zone trade areas where investors will have benefits of these free zone areas. People who will be investing in Africa, utilizing these free zones, they will be exempted from taxes. They will not. So many benefits on that.
Yes.
So I encourage every investor or every businessman to attend this event. It's going to be huge and it's going to be a very good investment opportunity.
Okay, so I guess I have a question for you, and I think this question will help a lot of people. And I want it to be a very direct approach in terms of like practical approach, because we have to be very practical with things, because then that's when things happen.
Yeah.
Let's take a case study of Sudan.
Okay.
If anyone from any part of the world or wants to come and invest in that country,
Okay.
what is the process for them to do it? Like that is smooth.
Okay. Let's talk reality.
Yes.
That's why I want to highlight the investment opportunity in Africa as a whole.
Yes.
See, in Sudan, there is an investment law. There is an investment law empowering investors to invest, but that still need improvement. But let's be direct, like what you said.
Yes.
For investors to invest in Sudan, it's a very simple approach. You book your ticket to Sudan, and obviously every investor before coming to any place, he will make his feasibility study and he will study the market of the place where he's investing. So let's say that investor studied the market of Sudan. I know there is a situation happening in Sudan, but we hope that it will finish soon. But definitely after that, so much investment opportunity is going to be there. So he will make his study, he will come to Sudan, book his ticket, land in Sudan. Definitely, if he knows someone from the local people, that will make his life easier. But even though if he comes to Sudan, then to partner with the Sudanese, or if he's willing to go alone, there is an option for him.
There's an option for that.
Yeah,
Right.
register his company, or if he's a parent company of a mother company, that can also work, and start his business. As simple as that. You just have to pay the registration fees of your company along with the documents required for that. You basically need your business plan, you need to prove that you have investment, and you need to show them what you want to invest in and approve that registration form. There are so many companies which will help you do that, and you're in the market.
I swear, I think that's so beautiful and so straightforward, because if you see many countries, in the world, it's quite complex to do business, because they don't allow you to do it alone. You need to partner with a local, otherwise there's no option for you. So if there's an option for you,
there is an option for an investor to register his company alone.
Wow, this is amazing. This is means I can just take a flight tomorrow, go to Sudan, hang around, go to a restaurant,
Rwanda,
book myself.
Rwanda. Sorry to cut you.
Yes.
Rwanda is actually having a platform where you register your company online. You don't need even to go there.
Wow.
Yeah. And I heard in 3 days they will register the company for you.
Wow.
So many African companies are now adopting this. Even Nigeria, they have online registration.
Yes, we do have online. Nigeria do have online registration, but I think there's still a good work to be done there. I think for Nigeria, if anybody, my advice would be for someone who wants to invest in Nigeria, like you rightly said, you need to do a feasibility study. And ideally in Nigeria, I would say you should have someone, a local person, because it's a very busy market.
It's a huge market. I love Nigeria.
So you can skyrocket your profit, but then again you have to be careful. I mean, even in the best of countries, there are corruptions. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to say I'm.
So you guys are corrupt?
There is corruption all over the world. Right now we are being realistic. I'm not the kind of a person that I'm going to hide. Because I believe sometimes if we don't talk about some problem, if we try to hide them, we are doing harm to ourselves. Yes. So I always believe things should be talked about, like the way they are, so that they can be addressed.
Sure.
So yes, there is corruption in Nigeria, but Nigeria is a huge population, number 7 in the world population. So
it's a big market.
And Aris, like world best car, before they reach Dubai, they reached Lagos.
Really?
Before,
And I heard also Nigerian businessmen. No, actually, Nigeria has the most private jet owned by private people.
Yes, especially churches. The pastors, they have their own private jets.
So there is money.
There is money in Nigeria. There's money in Africa. And if you want to go to Nigeria and you want to do business, ideally, I would recommend you should have someone, okay? Even if it's not a direct partner, but someone at least that would be your guide. And I think if you pay even if you pay someone a good amount, so you employ. See, it's a big what do you call it? Big space. You can even start posting jobs before you even go to Nigeria. Hire someone in a very good position. Explain your business plan with him and let him know, and he would guide you. He would help you a lot.
By the way, I have experience with the Nigerian market.
Right. Great.
I came across a very good company in Nigeria before even entering the Nigerian market.
Wow.
So it was we did our own dealings and this, and now we are very good friends, by the way, and win-win situation.
This is it. And now when you go there are many people who want to do business. Then you go, you set up your business. The labor is going to be obviously more cheaper. So whatever money you're bringing in as a bigger value.
And by the way, that's one of the best thing about investing in Africa.
Yes.
Labors are cheap to hire, and talents are there, and instead of paying a lot of money in different countries in Africa,
at least half the price you would get will have better talent. I would say.
I agree.
So if you come into Nigeria with your investment, I'm saying half. I'm just being lenient because see, I'm always of the opinion that yes, in spite there might be a labor that's cheap, sometimes there is a minimal. I think me as an entrepreneur, I think it's ethical. You should keep a minimum. Like, okay, this is, I know the economy is down, but this is me coming from here. I know what's the bare minimum.
By the way, economy in Africa is growing.
Yes.
There is growth rates. It's not like going down like this. No, there is improvement. Slow, but it is going.
There.
Some of the countries are going in high speed. Man, a country like Ethiopia, it's growing very well.
Ethiopia is amazing. Ethiopia is amazing. I'm impressed with the development. Look at the airline. Ethiopian airline has been there and has been
Ethiopian airline is now competing the top airlines in the world.
I remember back the days I actually sold a lot of tickets of Ethiopia, and but this is
So you tested their money also.
yes. Because they were often the cheaper and they were better option then, like in terms of service wise. Because literally then people were traveling, the customers would tell you literally, no, I don't want to go with the airline. But with Ethiopian, they were patronizing them, and that was back then.
Yeah.
So and it's fine seeing them today,
now
they've done way much.
Yeah.
So overall, like
Africa is a good place to invest. Please come to Africa.
Do you know you can have, if you go to Africa, if you are able to get the right contact, and you can literally start your airline in Africa, in Nigeria, and I would say this is something huge. Not just in Africa, not just in Nigeria. Set up an airline in any country.
Do you know how many private airlines companies we have in Sudan? We have Tarko, Badr, Sun, beside the official airline of the country, like the national
airline.
Yeah, like see, now I highlighted 3 and I don't even remember the rest. So yeah, there is
and there are many African countries where you can actually go and. So I don't know which level you are, and okay, now I know we've talked about this is more of the investment part.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Like this is one area I don't know it's relevant, but I want to talk about it. Is let's say you're not the entrepreneur type. Okay, let's say you're the type that wants to do a job. Now I know people might find this very funny, and in fact, I used to say this: like if you want to do a job in the developed countries, not in the developing countries. Okay. But I give an exception to some few African countries, and I'll tell you why. So when you've been, especially not for Africans, this is an offer for the West, anyone outside.
Africans who are in the West?
No, not for everyone. Not for African in the West.
Okay.
It's for
everyone.
I don't want to use color here, but
yeah,
it's for
but
the
everyone.
West. Yeah, everyone.
Yeah.
If you come to Nigeria, not specifically the West, ideally the West. The fair complex ones, okay? I'll be direct here. When they come to places in some African countries, they're skilled. Like for example, if you're let me take an example of Nigeria in the petroleum industry.
Okay.
If you have a very great skill in petroleum industries, you have good degree, good knowledge in that place, you would secure a big job that you might not be able to secure in America.
I agree with that. And by the way, it's not only in a specific niche of companies like petrol, like big companies. By the way, if you are a very good, skilled individual who is not in Africa, you can literally make a lot of money in Africa just by giving and conducting courses and workshops. This is another good niche for the foreigners to,
because I've seen African are very welcoming. Look, African, we must give it to Africa. Africa is one of the most respectful, one of the most culturally rich, and the culture is so beautiful that it's so welcoming to these outsiders that they can thrive very easily. And look, see, I'm talking about a culture where, you go there as a teacher, you're not going to face any, like the student will give you such experience that they want to learn. They want to learn. They're so anxious, and then there's no language barriers. In many countries, the language barriers is because they don't have English. We have English. We have local languages as well, but in fact, majority knows English and that's because we have so many languages. Like in Nigeria, we have 500 languages. So English has to be a medium. So the fact that you will be in Nigeria randomly, you can speak to anybody.
Like we have Arabic
and they can reply to you.
We also have different languages.
Yes.
Arabic is the common.
It's the common language for those people there. Yeah. So this is the opportunities there. You need to, and look, I must tell you, sometimes even it's being a Muslim, we believe sometimes when you stay in a particular place for too long and things are not progressing, it's advisable to move.
Yeah.
So I'm not. Look, you might be stuck in all of the processes. I think maybe it's time. Don't go immediately. Start exploring Africa.
Yeah,
exploring the options.
Yeah,
you never know what is meant for you and where it's meant for you. You never know. Maybe that $1 million the business you've been looking for is actually waiting for you in Africa, and maybe you already have what you need. Maybe what you have enough right now. Because I think if you have $100,000 in US, do you know what $100,000 can do in Nigeria? Like you can set up you can hire a good amount of staff, a good organization in $100,000. And when I'm saying
that's
this is what will give you recurring income. And what's the beauty of this? Even if you let's say you're in the tech industry, you go to Africa, you set up your tech team. Now you can sell these services back to where you came from.
That's true.
And because now you have a greater workforce at your disposal that's way cheaper. And this is not something you can just outsource now. This is your own team that you physically gone there and build over time. And now you move around the world. Look, that's what I want to do. I want to go around the world after I have a tech team. Okay.
I like the idea that you being an African and you're thinking in this way, and it can tells me a lot that the young generation in Africa, they are totally with different mindsets.
Absolutely.
They want to progress, they want to achieve, and they're just normal like everyone else.
Yes.
They have ambitions, they have goals, and definitely by future, by in 5-10 years, we will see Africa is totally different from what we know now.
Yes.
And like how it is different now from what we know before. So we definitely encourage everyone to come and explore Africa, invest in Africa, and it is indeed the land of opportunities.
Really, the land of opportunity now, and it's just beautiful. Which sometimes when I'm scrolling,
I'm really glad that we have this discussion.
Yes,
it is really it might benefit some viewers who are watching us.
Yes,
but that's fact. That's
reality. This is not we selling Africa, by the way. This is not we selling Africa.
Yeah.
You don't take our words for it. Do your research.
Yes.
Do your research. Ask friends. In fact, I mean, if you're a traveler, just go travel there for one before you even invest.
Yeah.
Travel, explore,
watch
see the businesses, watch
what's happening. Yeah.
You will be able to see. And forget about, look, I never believe the story you read on media about not just Africa, about any country.
Yeah.
Because look, the West are very good at branding themselves, and they've branded themselves so well.
I don't disagree with that. That's them being smart.
They're being smart. This is a great thing. We should do this.
Yes.
We should follow the same that we're not doing right now.
Mm.
But definitely they've branded themselves very well. That's why it is so highlighted the values in them. So we need to talk about. You need to research. You need to go and see for yourself because it's not been shown yet.
Yes.
So if you don't see for yourself, you'll be missing out on a lot of opportunities. I mean, if you have I don't know which country you're in right now. I want you to explore your option. Okay, if you're going to US to invest, and if I'm going to another African country to invest, compare both of them, see the pros and cons, and maybe you might be making a great decision by going to Africa. I'll leave that for you to decide. And I'm sure if you ever go in Nigeria, perhaps you'll come back and thank us.
Man, Bill Gates, those top tycoons are there, man. So definitely there is opportunities.
Big, great opportunities, and with great talent as well. So I think we'll wind up for this. We are open to questions, by the way.
Yeah.
Drop your comments in the comment sections. Drop your questions.
Please.
Topics you want us to talk about on LFA. This is meant for Africa, and look, this is not like we're trying to sell Africa. Again, I'm telling you, we would share it as it is in Africa.
Yeah.
And if you would love to hear from you guys, share in the comment section, give us your suggestions. And I think it was a great session, Mr. Aris.
Really,
always lovely, conversing with you.
This is what I love about Look for Africa.
Yes.
Every topic that we try to discuss is interesting, and it's all about the opportunities and. Like, we are trying to do something great for Africa.
Absolutely.
We are trying to highlight the existings and also maybe suggest the way of improvement and also try to not promote but reflect what's happening exactly in Africa.
Yes.
In terms of business, in terms of innovation, in terms of tech, anything that we think that people should know. That's what we want to discuss.
Absolutely.
And thank you for having me also.
No, it's a pleasure. I hope the viewers have good takeaways from this video. Like I said again, we're open to question. And with that is the end of this session of this episode of Look for Africa. Stay tuned. We'll be coming back with yet another amazing episode at Look for Africa.